Alright, today I'm going to be reviewing Anaconda at King's Dominion. This is the Aero Looper located in Doswell, Virginia. This is one of the most hated coasters of all time, and I used to think that too because I remembered it being super rough. It was just jerky and bumpy. It was not an enjoyable ride. Until recently, a few days ago, I just went to King's Dominion for their Honda event. It was good. I liked it. And then I decided, hey, why not ride Anaconda at night just to see how it is? And I rode it in the back row too, which is not a good row to ride this coaster. And what the heck? This thing was kind of smooth. Like, I mean, it wasn't smooth. It wasn't not even smooth, but like it wasn't rough or bumpy. It was just kind of okay. Like, it felt like your average Aero Looper. It was decent actually, and I didn't really hate it. It was pretty intense too. I mean, it just jolts you over that drop if you're in the back row, and it was crazy. Those two corkscrews did kind of get me. I didn't like those at all. They were rough. However, the rest of the ride was actually just fine. The loop was so good. I love how it just brings you over that loop and you go underwater. Anaconda overall is a pretty good ride. So I'm going to start and talk about each category for this coaster. So first we're going to talk about smoothness. Now, when it comes to rides, I do prefer smooth rides. I do not like them rough. But this is not rough, however, it is not smooth. It's kind of in between. So I'm going to give Anaconda a 6 because it's not terrible, but it's not great. I mean, it's not like as bumpy as an old Woody or anything. It's just not that good, and I do have a tip. During the ride, keep your head forward, and you should be pretty good, and it'll feel like your average Aero Looper. Next up, we're going to talk about theming and looks. Now, this is a bad category. I'm giving Anaconda a 1. I mean, they tried to put it over water to, like, make you think that, you know, it's like a snake over water. However, that doesn't really do much for the ride. It is also a pretty bad color scheme. I do not like it. However, it's a fun coaster to watch. It's pretty enjoyable. However, it's just not that very iconic of a ride, and they didn't even try with theming. There's no theming whatsoever. Next up, we're going to talk about inversions, and Anaconda has 4 inversions, a loop, an Immelman, and 2 corkscrews, and they are all fine. I mean, the corkscrews are pretty bad. They're rough, but they're not terrible. I didn't mind them. I just don't prefer them. The loop was actually really fun. That was a very intense loop. The Immelman's okay. It just kind of whips you over, though. Overall, those 4 inversions, they're not the best, but hey, they could have been worse. So for inversions category, I'm giving Anaconda a 5. I mean, they're not the greatest, but they're okay. Next up, we're going to talk about restraints, and Anaconda's getting a 4. I mean, they're your average Aero restraints. The over shoulder, they're nothing special, and they're kind of painful too if you're going to bang your head. So I do not recommend these restraints. I don't like them very much, but they're not unbearable. Next up, we're going to talk about the overall score for this ride. Anaconda, I don't hate it. I just don't love it either. I'd say it's in the top 10 best coasters at King's Dominion. Probably not top 5, not even. But it's still okay. It's a fine ride. I mean, it's not smooth, but it's not rough either. And the inversions are just okay. It's kind of iconic, I guess you could say that. But it's kind of fun to watch, and it's very intense. I recommend riding this back row at night. Keep your head forward, and it'll feel like a great ride. Well, I wouldn't say great. I'd say an okay ride, actually. But anyway, for Anaconda's final score, I'm giving it a 5.5 out of 10. This is not a terrible ride. It's just not great. Do I recommend it? Get it for the credit. Just get the credit, and you might want to ride it again. You might not. I didn't really, but it's an okay ride. And that is it for my review for Anaconda at King's Dominion. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. And until next time, coaster fans, I will see you later.